everyone. It's Jim, sole member of Paranormal Fellowship, the free agent, the one who goes around and will investigate with others but doesn't want to be in a group because I don't like the drama of a group. Hold on a second. I haven't sneezed. Gesundheit. Sorry, I haven't sneezed all day. It's the first time today I've sneezed. So anyways, I wanted to go over a little bit like I normally do. I'm going to recount a personal experience that happened to me and some friends that was with me at the time. So this is kind of interesting, to me at least. And so you all know, I'm not looking to be famous or rich or anything like that. I'm starting to get up there in age. And a lot of people say, you should write down all these encounters so that you always have them with you. Well, I'm not a very good writer. I'm even worse at writing than I am at speaking into this camera. So what I do is I speak into the camera, post them on social media, so I can go back and watch them, and I know what I've experienced in my life. So first off, before I get into the story about a possible UFO, UAP, whatever you want to call it, sighting, I want to go a little bit about gear to use. I've been in this field since before there was gear designed for ghost hunting or Bigfoot hunting or UFOs hunting or whatever, where you had to find stuff and you had to adapt it to fit the need that you were doing. Like before EMF meters and K2 meters and all that stuff was out there, REM pods or whatever, they all do the same thing. I was using a compass, just a little compass. You used to be able to buy them for $1 at the store. This is before Dollar General and Dollar Tree and all those. Just a little round silver compass, and you just set it down. And the needle started to spin. You had something disturbing the electromagnetic field. Basically, K2 meter, EMF meter, REM pod, whatever. So, I'm used to trying to find stuff and adapt it to make it do what I want it to do. Like beside me here, you see the RGB light and sound bars. They go down to the infrasound range. So this way, if there is a Bigfoot and it does use infrasound, those will pick it up. I might not be able to hear it, but the lights will flash to let me know something's going on. So I've told you that and showed you that before. And I've showed you this before. This is the ultraviolet light. A lot of people use it for ghost hunting. But what it was originally designed for, and oh yeah, they're using it now for car polish. People use this they polish their car and then they shine it over the car, and wherever the reflection is faded or hazy, they rebuff that area. This is marketed for pet stains. If you got a pet out there and you think it might have urinated on the carpet somewhere, then what you do is you turn the lights off and you turn this on and you shine it and it'll light it up. Heck, back in my day, we used to get that black art posters and we put the black bulb in the lamp and turn it on and get all psychedelic. Yeah, so like I said, find something, make it work for you. Now this, for Bigfooting, everyone wants to get, DNA for Bigfooting. And they want to get scat and urine samples, stuff like that. Well, you can shine it on trees in the dark and it'll glow if something's urinated on it. Or follow urine trails or blood trails in the woods. Hey, make it work for you. Now, what I really want to show you is something that I just picked up. Now, this I picked up for door dashing. Yes, I do DoorDash. Okay, yeah. Okay, I DoorDash as my side gig, my side hustle. Sometimes you can make good money, sometimes you don't pay for the gas. But anyways, there's a couple restaurants I go into where the owners are foreign. I'm not making any judgments or anything, but I get kind of paranoid because when they speak to me, they speak in English. But then they look at me and speak to each other in whatever language that they're speaking. I mean, again, I'm not making a judgment on them. I mean, some people are speaking Spanish, some are speaking Indian, some are speaking Arabic. No judgments. I just kind of nervous, want to know if they're talking about me. So, yes, for an old part, I'm getting with the times here. I ordered on Temu I don't know if you can see these. These are translation headphones. So what you do, I mean, it's just real simple. You just put them on, put them in the correct ear first. All right, there's one connected. And here's the other one connected. So now, wear these when I go into the stores, and I can wear one or I can wear both. But if they're speaking in Spanish or Arabic or Indian or whatever language, this will translate it real time. So I know if they're talking about me or if they're just talking about, what their day was like. Now you ask, well, what the hell has this got to do with Bigfooting? I've read reports, I've watched interviews, I've went and listened to speakers, and oh, there's a good star. Sorry, I'm at an area where there's a lot of UAP activity, and sometimes we hear Bigfoot house too. So you'll see me looking around a little bit, not because any other reason than I just want to see, if there's another UAP. Maybe if there is, I'll give you guys a video show of it. But anyways, I've read reports, listened to speakers, read books, whatever, and there's different stories about Bigfoot having a language. In Louisiana area, and down in that area, Arkansas, Louisiana, right around there, there's stories and reports about them speaking a older dialect of French from like what the French American settlers used to speak. There's reports and famous reports that you can still find on YouTube now. I haven't tried it. Maybe I will. Of samurai chatter. Now you ask, well, what makes you think that this will translate Bigfoot? I don't think it has Bigfoot language built into it. But look at it this way. If these translation earbuds are able to translate one word, whether it's French, whether it's Indian, whether it's samurai chatter, and it can translate one word. You know what that does for the science of Bigfooting? I mean, okay, they have a language. You could prove that they speak this language, especially if you get multiple interactions where this one word keeps coming up and up where it translates. That can help us. A good linguist then could actually learn their language and we could communicate with them. So again, find something that's not designed for Bigfooting or ghost hunting. What happens if you're ghost hunting an area and it's an old German house or an old French house, an old Spanish house, and back then they didn't speak English, they spoke German, French, Spanish, or whatever language, and you're trying to get EVPs or trying to communicate with it. Now this is going to pick up the Spanish, French, German. I think it's capable of 174 different languages. Makes everything better. Gives you more opportunities to validate what you're trying to do. Again, find something, apply it to what you're trying to get the outcome for, and trying to help prove everything. So, like I said, I'm going to use this out in the woods because there's been times I've heard like a samurai chatter, and I've heard like people talking, but I couldn't make out what it was. If this can make out just one word, just one, it does more for Bigfooting than we've done since 1967. It helps prove the existence, the intelligence, everything. All right, I'm just getting tired of being on my high horse here. The whole trick is go out there, find something, make it work for you, make it so you're the one that can prove, disprove to yourself, not to skeptics, because you're never going to prove anything to a skeptic. Even if you have a dead body and you bring it in and get an autopsy, the skeptics still won't believe it. But do it so you can prove it to yourself. Find something that works, gets you the results that you're looking for. Sorry, I just heard what I thought was a tree knock. Like I said, I'm having a hard time seeing right now because I'm looking into the light behind the camera. But we've had tree knocks here. We've had whoops here. We've seen UAPs, UFO type activity here. So just looking around. All right. So speaking of UFOs, UAPs, this was, all right, there was a barred owl. So we had a UFO, UAP possible encounter. So we went out at night, a little bit darker than it is right now, a little bit later. And we walked over to this area where there used to be a cemetery, and they used eminent domain and supposedly moved all the tombstones and all the bodies across the new road into this new giant cemetery. Well, all through the years, you still get occasional reports of bones washing up on shore or tombstones being discovered on shore. You know, all throughout time, people look for the easy way out. And sometimes they don't do the job to the best of their ability. They do it to the best of their pocketbook. So we were going to go there, and we were going to do our sky watching, looking for UFOs, and also do a little bit of ghost hunting there on an old cemetery to see if anyone's still there. But the area was just so muddy that we decided that we weren't going to go there. We're going to try a different area. So we found another area on a beach, and it was facing out over the reservoir. I almost told you where I was at. Naughty, naughty. And so there's 4 of us. We're sitting there, 2 guys, 2 women, and we're just talking. And because if it's a UFO, I mean, we could talk all we want, and they ain't gonna scare it away. So we're talking, and we're watching the sky, and we're seeing all kinds of planes, and we're seeing satellites, and hopefully trying to find a shooting star. Hadn't seen any shooting stars or anything. And then we looked up over to the left, and we could see this orange ball, real tiny orange ball, going from left to right across the sky. And what made it interesting was behind it a ways came a military jet with the red, white, and green lights strobing, following it. And it was maintaining, the distance. At first we thought, until we seen the flashing lights, we thought it was 2 satellites, going across the sky. So then we're just watching it, okay, this is pretty cool. We maybe just not seeing these other lights on the orange one, maybe, some sort of optical refraction or something, but it's still cool seeing 2 going in the same direction, the same path. Well, all of a sudden, a third one's coming from right to left on an interception path. And just as that third one started to get close, that orange ball did a 90-degree turn and shot off and rocketed away faster than those other 2 could even try and keep up. The other 2 instantly changed course and turned and came back. That orange ball was just gone. It just, like I said, it's not a satellite. It's not a plane. No man-made object I've ever seen was able to move like that. It literally was going and then just 90 degrees, just boom, and accelerated and was gone. I mean, we're just sitting there. We're like, what was that? Like I said, the 2 planes, they both changed course and went the other direction. They just gave up and said, we ain't even going to bother trying to keep up to that thing. So I don't know what it was. Maybe UFO, maybe UAP, maybe some sort of secret government plane. I don't know. Maybe it definitely wasn't a satellite. Satellites don't make 90-degree turns. It wasn't a shooting star. They don't make 90-degree turns. I don't know. And again, with all my encounters, I usually have witnesses with me. So it's not just this crazy old fat man. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I am bald. I wear the hat because especially at night, it keeps the mosquitoes and gnats off. But there's definitely something there. I don't know what. There's definitely something. So, all right, now for some personal business. My last video, I made a joke about Dr. Pepper. And some of y'all turned me in as to violating community standards. Nothing against Dr. Pepper. I drink Dr. Pepper. It was just a joke to a friend of mine where he drinks Dr. Pepper and I make fun of him and he makes fun of me for drinking Mountain Dew. I'll drink Mountain Dew. I'll drink Pepsi. I drink Dr. Pepper. Except they're good. No negative comments about any of them here. I'll show you because you can see this bottle's almost empty. I've been drinking for a while. I still say it tastes better with a little bit of spiced rum in it. So I hope y'all don't turn me in for violating community standards for this video. But I'm going to sit up here for a while, look for shooting stars, maybe UFO, UAP. But I just want to give you all a little story and my little insight. I know you're probably all getting tired of me bragging about, different ideas and different inventions or using things differently. But